What are my predictions for 2024? Mango gives up halfway through. Hungrybox tries to get number 1 again, and a Donkey Kong probably makes it to top 8. They might even make like winners finals of a super major if they get lucky, like Junebug or someone. Hey friends, Stark here, and Happy New Year's. I know we're a couple weeks into January, so I'm a little bit late on the New Year's video, but I wanted to let you know that in 2025, we've already been getting a glimpse at just how incredible of a year of Melee we have ahead of us. Last year also had a lot of incredible moments, and I'm truly wishing that as we look to the year ahead, that everyone experiences an incredible year of personal growth and Melee growth, both in the game and outside of the game. Except for Jeff DeFalco, who keeps one-and-dunning me and unranked, I hope the worst for you. I wanted to take a moment to briefly share with everyone how thankful I am for how much fun I had making videos for you all last year and getting to share in your classic stories, Melee experiences from your own lives, criticisms and thought pieces about our community, and comments that I was so excited to respond to. I'm so excited for 2025 YouTube, and I'm gonna pilot a lot of new video ideas that I think are cool, a lot of great Melee content, and whatever else happens to pop into my headspace. So, with this magnificent year ahead of us, it's a pleasure to have you along the journey. Also, if you hear my voice right now, it's not because I'm sick or anything, but you know what, the New Year's parties went a little too hard, and so if I sound a little extra dull, you know why, and I appreciate your understanding. This video is going to help you catch up on 2024's biggest stories and help us connect these storylines to the upcoming Super Bowl of Smash, Genesis, running Valentine's weekend, and that's February 14th to 16th for my single friends out there.
Where we are upset to lose to them, but we want to prove ourselves against them.
To begin our recap and journey to Genesis, we have to begin with the incredible tales of triumph, of struggle, and ultimately of growth that was brought forward by some of our soon-to-be top seeds and players of the year last year. Or at least of 2024 summer, since at the time that I'm recording this, the rankings for 2024 haven't debuted yet. So let's talk about that number 1. Zayn is the undisputed, soon-to-be number 1 player for 2024, and he added another year of dominance to his Melee resume in 2024 as well. He won a masterful 6 majors this year, beating out every player by several titles, beginning the year with wins at huge tournaments such as Collision, Full Bloom, and Gommel, and ending it with wins at the Luminosity Invitationals.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
It's back to ledge, but 168%, it's dire.
Okay. Yeah, that's
and up tilt will do it. Zayn with a really, really close 3.
Yes.
To take the
a 3-0, but close.
Close 3-0. Asterisk.
Man.
But really well done stuff. I feel like we very rarely seen Zayn do a loser's run because he's so much of the time in winners.
And if you missed Melee in 2024, Zayn's story as the clear number 1 is one of persistence. Sure, he had his demons, keeping close records with barely winning set counts on Cody Schwab and Jmook, and having a brutal 1-6 2024 set count versus Japanese Yoshi Amza. Heck, he even lost to Aklo's Link multiple times. But even in these moments of weakness, it never felt like Zayn fell off. Zayn never seemed to stop growing. He ended this year with wins on all of his demons, finally beating Amza for the first time all year, reverse sweeping Aklo's Link in various tournaments, and making 2024 a year that separated him from the world's next best player. Going into Genesis, it's clear he's the favorite to win, and a safe bet if he can get a Yoshi fee bracket, unless he goes Mewtwo on them. Sorry, I wrote that in my script, imagining it would come out of my mouth a little smoother, but it doesn't. And if you're wondering where this reference is from, please check out Zayn's whole cast to Grandmaster series. At the time of recording this, he is currently Heart-Stuck Diamond with Kirby, aptly named Sucktua. So please, check it out. The year of Melee content will be one of the best we've ever had. Number 2, Cody Schwab. Cody is back. And now, Cody didn't really leave in the sense that he was completely absent or retired. but he did step away for much of the middle of the season after getting #1 in the world the year prior.
Tied. And then I took a break, and the only thing that was affirmed to me was how much I hated Melee and being a part of the scene. I'll be completely real. Like, the more and more I took a break, the more I was like, I don't ever want to go back. So I do think part of that is burnout. I really do. I'm very positive a lot of that is burnout. But I think there is a lot of how I interacted with Melee that made it really hard for me to enjoy myself. And if you saw my last few streams before, you know, my break, they were not good vibes at all. They were pretty horrific vibes.
In that time, he sorted out huge personal developments and dealt with burnout by dabbling in other games, such as his slight jump into learning Ultimate, and also his much more fast-paced movement into Rivals 2. And Cody is insane at Rivals 2. I've watched him break ankles like no one else. Those Rivals players aren't ready. Now, Cody will always be someone capable of not just winning, but crafting masterful runs that accumulate wins on anyone in the vicinity. In fact, it doesn't matter if you send him off into losers from a Samus or a Donkey Kong that happened this year. You're not safe from Cody Schwab. But despite taking a lot of time off from the game, Cody ended the year coming back, getting the rust shaken off and making another push for the top as we head into 2025. Cody just gets stronger. And so if he wants to win, I think everybody's going to have a run for their money come Genesis. Number 3, Mango. Mango is Melee's most talked about personality, and certainly had a 2024 that had people talking for various reasons. To no one's surprise, Mango had a year accurately summarized by his ability to win one of the very most stacked tourneys of the year at Supernova over Cody Schwab and Junebug, while also going 0-8 at an Invitational, losing to Tsaught and seemingly throwing and DQing out the rest of the bracket. Most of the year, you can find Mango on his stream playing Rivals 2 or Marvel Rivals, or presumably any title game with the name Rivals in it. But talking about Mango isn't just talking about the results he got. He has the potential for #1 in any year, and I truly believe that, as long as he can stay motivated enough to try for a long enough time to get there. But you know what? Even if he didn't get #1, he showed up, and I get it.
No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up.
It helps bolster his presence online. He is a brand. He is a social media influencer. So it helps his career. But I can't help but think that he is at a point where he could stop. He could just stream. He could never touch Melee again. But he keeps pushing for his fans and for himself, even when there's nothing in the tank in terms of a wavering desire to play. So, in 2024, if you didn't get to see a lot of Mango, I would say that he stays a wild card. And depending on which phase of the Mungo that we're in, we might see a reinvigorated Mango for Genesis, or if not, maybe we see a Mango Zetterburn run in its place. Next up on the 2024 storylines is Amza. In my notes I wrote asthma. In 2024, Amza had a tough year. Mixed with picking up Rivals and being back in Japan, his focus at Melee had to once again take a step back a little bit, making it a little tougher to get to all these different tournaments and the amount of practice he's getting and frequency at which he's getting to enter these tournaments. But it doesn't matter if Amza is at less tourneys or faces obstacles, because behind that rust is one of the most complex players in the modern Melee metagame, and one of the best forces against the game's best player, Zayn. So, as we reach Genesis, we can look for Amza to be a major barrier in the face of many different players, and it doesn't matter the matchup. If Amza is playing well, whether he has to time you out or combo you to shreds, he could win it all. Number 5 is Jmook. Now, spoiler alert for all the Jmook fans out there, his posture has gotten even stronger. And despite a tough year with losses across the field at various points of a major bracket, Jmook still finds a way into the winner's circle, winning big competitions like the Nouns Invitational over Zayn, and demonstrating important wins on just about every player at the top echelon of play.
These space borders, that just might be it, Brandon.
Like we got a Nouns champion right here, and there it is. And Jmook, your Nouns Invitational. 2024
That's right.
champion.
The
in
major
New
winner,
York.
J-Mook, is back, baby.
Let's go.
He's back.
Even in tough matchups, like going 2-0 of the year versus the next player on this list, Hbox.
Jab. No.
Stop jabbing me.
I'll hold down. I'll grab you for it.
Every puff ever.
Oh. Oh, up smash out of shield. J-Mook's up smash is so scary. Oh. It's not death. It's not death, but it's big.
One more?
One more.
One more for Sicily?
For Sicily.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, walk away. Walk away.
For all our boys at Gallipoli. Oh my God, he's living.
For all my monsters in Milan.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Number 6. Hungrybox's year is about detoxes and deep talks. Wanting to show he can win majors for himself and his reputation in the current meta, Hungrybox would define both his 2024 and upcoming 2025 tournaments by the lengths he is going to try to become a threat for number 1 again. In 2024, if you weren't following Hbox, he started the Ultimate Detox, a hilarious and very interesting experiment where he tried to quit playing all forms of Ultimate to break from his Jigglypuff muscle memory in that game and focus solely on melee. He also did a weight loss challenge for his physical health and to avoid paying Mango, I believe, $10,000 if he lost a bet. And he also worked with top-tier melee coaches, all in an attempt to push his melee talent right back up to the very top at number 1. And seeing Hbox put everything into melee to try and be the best, and seeing him deal with the personal losses and struggles after making these changes but not seeing the results he was looking for, it's clear he loves melee, and he's been trying, and I respect that so much. With Genesis around the bend, maybe it's time for a puff in Grand Finals again. Finally, at the top level for 2024, the last person I want to share their story of as we head into Genesis, Moki. Moki won his first major, and although he's easily well known as a top 10 player, he's really cementing himself in the top level of melee, and he really is one of the most technical foxes to ever do it. Moki's year has been a series of so closes, and it finally cracked at Don't Park on the Grass, where he secured his first major win with wins over Cody Schwab, over Aklo, and many more. And as we go into Genesis, Moki has quite the story to prove. He wants to bring the Smoky to anyone in his way, but as he looks for his first in-tourney set win over Zayn, it's going to be interesting if he can recreate his frequent successes in Zayn Moki Fridays at the super major level. This video is about 2024. It would be a crime not to talk about one of the biggest themes of the year, which was character development. Now, I'm not talking about someone becoming a nicer person or showing personal growth. Who cares about that? What I'm talking about is the DK Renaissance. Now, I know that many people probably just clicked off the video because they are so tired of hearing the phrase DK Renaissance, but it actually wasn't just DK. I would venture to say 2024 was the year that we saw one of the most diverse cast performances ever in Melee's history. Here's a short list of how Melee tore through the tier list.
In the cut, Goganako, tear one of my wrists, Aerodactyl, mixing white with the green. Sworn in the bezel was sworn in them fly switching, torn and pivot, purple water pecs, Pokia. All to find even in West Podia, she was naughtier. The hex pole, Oxo, fuck around, get your nose wiped. Salmon rocket full spikes. I got a Volk with 4 tights. I just tell her go on that Tesla's a kite. And I got Don Dozo for Bozo, she get shite. Spin on goals tight, thick terrorize, read your whole life. I'm trying shot, Coliseum curve, Ampharos only can curve. Big body fire breather, let the interior dirt. I was a jetty, want me on curve. Keep it 100, keep it my word. Collision course, that's gotta hurt. Digital dash me on a fur. Front y'all the red room, go bird. What's that? This shit just occurred. Mellow the slump is that dirt. Hit him with a terror blast, yet alert. I feel the KG a bird. I just did the 1-6 to revert. 10 pound weave out, glacier on my wrist, but I'm still the coldest cat. this in 2013 that summer. They went like Butterfly, Pidgey, Richada. Pokey aiming, but my shooter not gonna. Blunder my dog on the mic, I can't blunder. Huncho, I'm only smoking on the bomber. Pack the rifle like the Richard Piana. Fuck with the Don, you gon' end up Ivana. Keep one in the pocket, can't get calm, mama. It's true, it's true, it's true. Wanna be the very best, I can't be number 2. Thankful for my brothers, make my dreams come true. 100,000 on 100,000, I still choose you. Don't matter if it's 100,000 on 100,000 on 100,000 on 100,000 on 100,000, I still choose you.
Had a ring, quiet all that talking or I'm harming you. Been had the sauce, you'll get barbecued. Heat at your top like armor rouge. Twin blades, several edge, carving you. It ain't a shock, I light your belly boulder, I'm sparking you.
It's clear here that regardless of where a melee character is on the tier list, that really anything can happen. It is a player versus player, not strictly character versus character. And so as we look towards Genesis, which once again is a month away, let's make some predictions on what's going to happen. Here are some of my thoughts for how Genesis and 2025 are going to play out. Prediction number 1. We're going to see the return of one of our semi-active players to the top level of play. When I think of semi-active, I think of players who have entered in maybe a couple tournaments last year in 2024, but overall had their focuses or inactivity elsewhere outside of the game. So Leffen, Plup, Wizrobe, even Axe to a certain extent, who mentioned wanting to kind of refine his spark with Melee. With a whole slew of top 10 talent only semi-active, the top 20 could be shaken at any moment by the return of a veteran force of players, and I think at least 2 of these 4, maybe Wizrobe and Plup, will make top 8 and top 10 for the year, hitting activity and great wins. Another prediction I have has to do with Rivals 2. With Rivals 2 hopefully seeing a growing presence in major tournaments, we might even see the top level of Melee also have runs in Rivals 2. Take a look at Mango, who had an incredible set versus Void in Coinbox, showing he's very capable of doing it. And Plup, who's top 10 in the world in Rivals 2 ranked singles. And then there's Cody Schwab, who made top 8 singles and won first place in Rivals 2 dubs with Cake Assault at Platfight. So I predict Cody Schwab to be able to make top 8 in what will likely be the most stacked Rivals 2 tournament ever, and that Plup might make the winner semis in it as well. And this goes for Melee and Rivals. So if you still made it this far, thank you so much. What are your takeaways for 2024 as we head into 2025 and Genesis? Well, I think it's clear that the competition is going to remain stiff. It is no exaggeration to say that the level of Melee rises every single year. Every new year ahead of us is the toughest year of Melee we've ever had. And I think more people than ever want to win, and it's getting tougher to stay at the top, so I think the upsets that we're going to see will showcase larger and larger seed differentials, and we might even see more and more of our top players not make it into top 8, especially if Morse code is entered in the bracket. I think Mango's going to stay a wild card, and I know that that's kind of, everybody understands that. That's part of being a part of Mango Nation. But we never know what's going to happen, and I hope that whatever he does, he's having fun with it. I also think that there's going to be a rise of Sheik, and it might be Spark, it might be Jmook, it might be Swedish, or Plup, or Leffen versus Marth. I think we saw devastating punish games on Foxes this year, and the Sheik stocks are on the rise. And also look forward to some of these top 10 players who are just on the cusp of getting these big wins and big tournament wins to finally make their mark. Aklo placed second at like 3 or 4 major tournaments this year. He's gonna do it. And Joshman, for example, even though he hasn't done it yet and the rankings aren't out yet, my read for 2025 is they're gonna be these top 20 level foxes striking into the top 10. And Joshman has had an incredible year last year, and I think it could even be his first major year. So, with that, I think we're ready for 2025 Melee. I think we're ready for Genesis. Junebug is gonna win it all. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.